daylight to all. Being so close that you're stuck right before becoming, right there at the door. It seems that this is the place where most people get stuck, right in front of the door. Can you believe that? Now seeing it, can you really be surprised? Spiritually. Spiritually. You look at that reflection and you say, I'm so close. But you've been at this door for so long. Why? Because the powers that be are doing everything to prevent you from entering through that door. Is it surprising? It's not. Let's think about that. You're so close. I'm so close that I'm right in front of the door. We know. We know that the door is right in front of us. We know how easy it can be just to go right in. I have some strawberries here. Now being able to see that, or let's say now being able to be reminded that we're so close. That's the power that we have for each other, to just be reminded, because that's all we need. We all know, but we forget, and then remember again, and we forget. But in between those times where we're forgetting, we're usually falling back even further, right? And then we'll remember again, we get to this spot. It's always right there, right before the door. It's like something there, like glue, where we never go through though. We never actually make it. No one sees the glue. We don't see the glue, but we know to see it. We know to see something spiritually. All we say is, oh, something's holding us back, or we're holding ourselves back. People will say, from what they see, you're almost there. You don't have that much left to go, right? You don't have that much weight to lose. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't go back. You're right there where you're so close. So you can either get to your goal or you can just fall off. But you're right there. You're not even in the middle. You're right at the door. Whatever it may be for you. But it just seems like, you know, we have to think. What is it? We could have been this version years ago. Yeah. Why is it always tough on us? But then when you say it, you remember it's who you are. You see, this is all spiritual. Why would any battle be so tough? Why would you be in the hardest battles? Right? Because you see everyone else meeting their goals and quote unquote living their lives the way they see it, what their hell of a dream is. You see, nothing's holding them back. They're not holding them back. They're doing what they have to do. They're getting it done. Yes. Praise them. We ain't talking about them. It's not about them. This is about how the spiritual world see you. This is what the gods expect from you. This is what they expect to see when they look into this world. They don't expect to see Carl. They don't expect to see Susie. You know why? Because they giving you tasks, trials. You're in stages of your life where it's the most trying, the most highest regarded. You see how that both works hand in hand? Your battles are the toughest, but also the highest. So when they look into the world, yes, they see everybody. Yes, they know everybody. Yes, they know you, Susan. Yes, they know you, Carl. But who are they keeping their eye on? Closely. Closely. You. And you see why. You understand why. And I know deep down you know. You know deep down. Because what in the hell is this? I know someone has to see this. Right? Just when something's happening, injustice, it's like, and nothing's being done about it, you know someone has to see this. Like some higher power, like something has to see this. Like this can't be real. This is crazy works. You know deep down. But I'm here to remind you. I'm here to tell you. They looking at you. Remember, this is a spiritual warfare. This world, everyone around you maybe sleep to it, doesn't look at it the same way. Okay. They may feel that they are the flesh. That's just what they are. That's it. No more. Just flesh and bone. And you say that's fine because you understand. You give these people understanding. They're only judging from what they see because that's all they see. That's why all eyes are on you, because you see how you had the toughest, you're in the toughest stages of your life, but it's the highest. You see, you know these things, despite the world and the things in it, despite how they're going to treat you. Yeah. Despite what's going to happen to you because you're awake and you stay awake. So, yes, don't be surprised if you, out of everyone, even though you deserve things beyond this world, boy, you deserve higher things. You are the one that doesn't seem to be achieving because you're just clearly stuck in some sort. You're just behind, quote unquote, in the world's eyes for what they see. But let me tell you, let's look through the lenses spiritually. You've already won. You won the moment you came into this world. You know why? Because the moment you come into this world was the moment they were defeated. You have the highest, one of the highest seats. You are regarded highly in the spirit. Look at the missions that you agree to, that you may not remember. But you're in this world among your adversaries. I mean, look around you. You are the minority. You have your ancestors that have come into this world before you. Look around. Where are they? What have been done to them? And you see that they're not written in their textbooks and their doctrines. You don't study about your ancestors and what they actually done to them. No, you don't. But a book called the Bible is prohibited. Yes, it is. And it talks just about you and your ancestors and what they've done and what they're going to do before you would even step foot in this world. I want you to see through the spiritual lenses. I want you to know to see through what I'm saying and see that you're right at the door. You've always been. Think about it. I'm sure you don't have to, but we do have to remember this, that if you step through that door, what would happen? We've gotten a glimpse of it, right? Where we looked really good for a consistent amount of time and then we fell off. But when we did, we felt so filled with power, confidence, integrity was heightened, it was amplified. It was like, woo, cold. You're cold. Yeah. Like humble yourself. Humble yourself. It's one of those things like, woo, we have to keep you inside. too much. You're too much for the world. You see, that message never leaves you. Just you. Your looks is a bonus. You losing the baby fat is a bonus. So they throw everything at you. Addictions, food, comfort, anything to distract you from your highest version. You, out of all people. Because boy, oh boy, let them take the muzzle off you and see. Just the muzzle. Let them unleash you. Right? Give you a little freedom and see what you do. See how you change the world just by speaking. So they muzzle you. They try to crush your spirit, try to psychologically change you, try to crush your spirit, your essence, right? Try to change you. Quiet you down. See, humble you. Look how they ridicule you, isolate you. They try to down you down, lower you. They try to pick at you, try to make it seem like you're the issue, try to down you. Your spirit is now tampered with, downing you. Where's the joy from you? Where's the truth from you? Where's anything? Because all you see is nothing. Now I see a version of you that's not much. You used to be much, much, much more. You just used to be mucher. What happened, Alice? And are you surprised? Are you surprised that it's you? Now remembering who you are to God, who you are in the world. Now do you remember, because you know these things, you've seen it, you are this, but we forget. And we forget understanding that's the whole plan. Every time you eat things we shouldn't be eating from other people's hands, we just forget, we go to sleep, we feel heavy, we feel sick. Every time. That's how they get us again and again and again. That's one way. And it's become a convenient way, because we become convenient versions, right? We want things easy, just fast. We have to find the strength before it takes us and it keeps us, right? These addictions, this comfort zone, before it destroys us and we be what? Our own demise, because ultimately we couldn't find the power to stop. We have to stay awake and acknowledge this. We have to remind each other. Because you can feel like a failure. You can feel like, oh, you're weak compared to everyone else, because everyone else seems to be living alive. Everyone seems to be higher than you, moving forward, moving on up. Moving where? Where are they moving, really? When the only place is up the mountain. Because when you come to this mountain, you see God. You speak to God. You have that relationship with Him, intimate. When you come to this mountain, you roaring true wisdom and knowledge, not gossip and destruction. Not waywardness, not just empty words. that you see when you turn your head left and right. All these other channels and programs and people, what are they saying? Why is everyone just talking? What was all this chaos and commotion? None of this is important. None of it is. But you're the one awake, but they're moving on up. You're the one awake, but you're in this position, in this tribulation, in this stage, in this version, but they're moving on up. Are you surprised? The card that you've been dealt, because it is you that has been chosen to be in such a world like this. Are you surprised that you're not going to get the rewards the way the world gives to their own? Are you surprised? Why would you receive rewards when the people that hand out these rewards you have an issue with? You don't agree with their doctrine. It wouldn't make sense to see you in their positions, to be appointed by them, generally. So don't be surprised if your life seems a bit slow or behind. The only way that you can know that you're moving up is by knowing to see, knowing something inside, knowing God's hand on your life. You're so close where it's just like, if I just walked through this door, it'd be over for you fools. And someone said, once I can conquer through this chemical imbalance, like, it's over for you fools. It's over for you fools. So clearly they still have the time. People praying on your downfall. People is praying. They cursing your life. They cursing your name. You wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Already the powers that be has done it. And it has done it to the face of the earth, let alone the chosen. Even the chosen will be deceived, you see. The elect. Because it's in our food, it's in our water. It makes us all sleep and forget. But there's that willpower, right, that wakes us up. It's that inner knowing that they can't take away from us. It's those dreams that we receive that they can't change. That's what we have. That's what's keeping us. Above the water. The waves keep coming, yeah. But we never drown. We never sink. But these are roaring waves that keeps hitting us. But we stay afloat somehow, some way. And that is the willpower in us. It is that knowing that most people don't have. And it gets stronger each day, our strength, our integrity. Because now we see we can do this. We have done it. We can get through this. This is nothing new. It's just another day. Another day where these waves are hitting us. But this was just like yesterday and the day before and last year and years before. We're just getting older, but we know this game. We can see. We can now understand these things. Someone says, just hold on. Just hold on. We're coming. We're so close. We've always been so close, just being on the surface. People, they can see us. That's how close we are. Rather than been sunken down in sea. There's no way anyone can see us. There's no way anyone can hear us. And it's darker in those places. The further back you go, the deeper you get. So you've always been close. You're on the surface. And what makes you different is that you stay. You stay in that place. You never go too far down. You never get too deep. You always come right back to the surface. Though you're lost at sea, though you're in the middle of the ocean, because you have to be. That's just where you are. But you know that you have to do what you have to do. You have to do this. You have to stay afloat. Even though it's always been a choice to just let go. Because it's the easy. It's sort of what has become expected. To sink. And just generally because people wouldn't expect such strength, such endurance. But people never really find out that you can receive strength by enduring it. Rather than each day getting worse, it gets easier. But is it ever really easy? No. No, because it's still always going to be heavy. The waves that are pushing you, the currents, slapping you, swaying you. Knowing that you have control of your decision to let go, but you have no control when it comes to being in the middle of the ocean, being lost at sea, having the waves sway you this way and that way and attempt to try to sink you, destroy you. Are we surprised that the eyes are looked upon you? Are you surprised that you're so close and out of everyone, the spirits are preying on your downfall? The spirits are delighted in you, depending on who's on your team. Yeah. There's advocates, and then there's just ones that are against us. But the question is, are you an enemy? Will you be the enemy? Or will you be the one to get yourself through this? Keep yourself comforted. So close though. Always been so close. And still so close. What will allow you to go through the door? Focus. Attention. Power. Focus our attention. Use our power. Use it for you this time. You've been giving it to this person, them, that place. You've been giving it away. It has been taken. Every time we fall asleep, every time we drink these things, again, every time we drink these things, every time we eat these things, it's being taken from us, our power, our energy. Every time we work in the devil's house, every time we work in their corporations and some other person's place, every time we're helping someone else out, it's taken away from our power. Have we become servants in this world? Yes, we have. Slaves at that? Yes, we have. When you go into these places, are you not serving these people? What is the ratio? 15, 20 to 1. You're serving 20 people for 12 hours. 20 people that are needy, undeserving, greedy. Far worse things. Mm-hmm. Spirits that are sent to just unravel you, suck all your energy just because they can, mock you, play stupid, play dumb, play disabled, play like a child. And you say, I can't believe this, you know. Dang. If only I could go back home. If only I can be in my father's house. Dang. I'd rather work, do his work. You know, I have to do his work. I have to be about my father's business. How about that? Can I take leave? What is the reason I have to be about my father's business? Is this medical or religious? It ain't none of those things. It is spiritual. It is me. It's what I have to be, what I have to do to be me. To ascend. For the world to become anew. For the souls to be released. For you to stop playing in my face. For justice to be served. Don't be surprised if you got denied. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they only accept religious exemptions and evil healthcare exemptions. Not if you're, actually walking in the truth. Telling the truth. They only allow you to, if you're a worker of them. If you're sick, you got to be actually sick. If you go to them, you got to get a signature from your doctor saying you have this or you do. Why do I have to get a signature from him if I'm healthy and I'm living naturally? Can I still go home? No, I don't have a signature from a doctor, from a witch doctor. Not all doctors are witch doctors. We're talking about the witch doctors. Why do I need a signature? I'm not sick, but I have to be sick in order to be relieved. I have to write a whole letter about my religious beliefs, and I have to get that signed from my quote unquote prophet priest. So that means I have to attend their ceremonies. I have to sit through their demonic rituals. That's the only way I'll be relieved. But I say, I'm in my Father's house. I am in real church. I do receive real counsel, and I do pray every day and night. Is that not enough for you? I have to be part of a cult. I have to be part of someone else's government-funded institute. That's the only way it's legit, right? Okay. So I've been denied, correct? Well, you should have just said that. But are we surprised? Nope. If I say, oh, I don't want this shot, I don't want this because I believe I don't need it, and those are my rights. It's been denied. It's still mandatory. And I spoke the realest words ever. I didn't say, oh, because my pastor said not to, or my doctor said I shouldn't. I said that I don't want to. I shouldn't. Because isn't this my body? My rights? But I get denied, and that quote unquote religious person is approved because their pastor told them that they don't have to. I get denied because I want to be in control of my life and my body. But the person that went to their doctor to just get a slip, that's the only way. So how do I really have control in any of these things? How does anyone have true control if this is what is being done and shown? And again, I'm denied, and I have 5 days to get this vaccine because I've already delayed it. And if I don't get this, I am suspended only to be terminated. And once I'm suspended, I only have maybe 2 days to get it. That's how they treat someone that wants to be in control of their life and their body. But are we surprised? No. Are we surprised that if you're PRN, you make your schedule, you don't get insurance? Are you surprised? No, because this is how they treat you. Doesn't matter if you do still work full time, if you still work part-time hours, they know that they don't have a hold on you. even if you didn't choose to. So they're not giving you anything. Are you surprised? No. It's all a sacrifice. It is all become a sacrifice, a hard, very thin, very thin sacrifice. To control your life as much as you can, being a slave. I try. And I don't think them, I think the Father. That though this is the hardest, thinnest sacrifice, like when I say thin, I mean like it's just making the decision is the making the decision to control your life. It's just a thin crevice. Like your opportunities, what you're given is very thin. And the only thing that's worth it is your freedom, your choice, your mind. Like, but you don't receive anything from the world. But that's okay. That's all right. So when you're in this sort of, when you've chosen this way of living, and you want to control your life, it's very thin. Like that way is very narrow because it's not a place where you can really mess up because things are already heavy. So if things do sort of happen, it's just like it's horrible, you know? And God forbid. But you're already in this place where it's so thin. We have to stay reminded to not take it for granted that this place that we're in is what people dream to experience. And even though you see that we or I spend it with my father, I spend it with myself. I'm working. I use this time to work. I don't use this time to play. You know, generally, I might want to go outside sometimes, you know, or take myself out somewhere. But I mean, it's not a need, right? So I'm just saying that generally, I spend my time wise. I don't spend it taking it for granted. Now, sometimes I feel like, all right, I need to make more use of it, right? But really, that's my flush speaking in a way where, oh, I could be traveling, I could be, you know, doing a whole lot of other things physically. But overall, you know, I want people to understand that if you're going to choose a life like this of sacrifice, of control, you want to be wise about it. And again, I think people feel like, oh well, I am going to control my life now that I have more control. I'm going to go out, I'm going to go here, go there, do this, do that, right? Like that sense of freedom. And that is a sense of freedom, right? Like do whatever you want to do, but like I'm not here to just do those things. I'm not here to use my time that I have to be in this person's face, in this place, in that place. No. That would really, for me, it would be me running from my responsibility. And I would run into it. I would always run back into that wall. Like, oh, I was thinking I was going to travel here and be around these sort of people or meet these sort of people, and they weren't who they were supposed to be for me. Or this place just seemed the same. I could have just stayed home. Because things are the way they are. And it doesn't matter where you go in the world, it doesn't matter who you meet, you will always hit that wall. The wall, what's written on it? Whole lot of things. The wall says destruction. Destruction to one's self, destruction to one's righteous self. So let you not be a world traveler or a person that has some freedom, $2 in your pocket and chooses to spend it doing something. Let you not be a righteous one. Let these entities not meet you, because you're gonna be disappointed. The world is asleep. People are struggling. This is a worldwide thing. That when you go to these places, there are children struggling and you want to help them, but you only have $2 in your pocket. So you're determined that when you go back home, I'm going to use my time wisely, like truly work in the spirit. Because I can try to work hard all day physically, 12 hours every other day. Goodness gracious. Try to make money, right? But is that ever enough? No, it won't be enough, because my rent is being it's plummeting every year. It never stays the same. There's just bills and bills and bills and bills and bills. Like, it keeps rising. My rent, my wage is not. How am I gonna survive in 2 years, 5 years if I stay here? Right? They're trying to push you into certain careers. Like, how are you supposed to survive? Let alone independently. Let alone independently. My God. And you only got $2, but you was willing to live with those $2. But now you see that work needs to be done. You want to do things for these children, and you can work and work and work and work, and it'll still never be enough, because every day they need water, every day they need fresh water, they need food, they need things. And this is not one, this is not two, this is everywhere. Everything takes money, everything, nothing's free. Would that ever been enough? Would that be truly healing, curing? No. So I say, if you got money, then you can do things. But if you don't, it just takes for someone to remember it, to remind you, to acknowledge it. To pray to the Father. And so I use my control that I've sacrificed, right? The little bit of control I can have as a slave, I spend it here on the mountain for the most part. and I speak the truth and my testimonies, because through that the truth will be free. And then he will come. So yes, this is all work. I have to be about my Father's business. I'm in my Father's house. He is here with me. Yeah. But I'd rather, I'm waiting for the day that I can live again, for my life to begin. Yeah. Yeah. That I'm on the council. I love this work. This is what I do. This is what I've always done. Being on a council with my Father. Yeah. Yeah, that's all true. But you never get a break, because in this world, this is a mission. This is, your passengers, travelers, temporary. Like, this is not our home. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm waiting to go back home. And Father, how long? And he says, where I am, that's where your heart is. Yeah, that's all true. So I have to do this. I have to. I have to be set free. Do you understand? Like, I have to do this. It's in my soul to be devoted to these things. It's in my heart to love what I do, because understand, like, yes, I'm on the council. I speak for the people of the world, but I do this when I'm home. Like, that's my sort of work. When I'm all about justice. I work for justice. I am justice. Like, I'm part of it. The true justice. So this is nothing new. Like, this is what I love to do. But in this place, I can't live. I can't just take a break. Where if I'm home, I can take a break. I can go back into my room, and it be my room, or my home, and it be my home. I can walk the streets and feel like light, free, flowy. I can be with myself without anything following me, anything on my back, like a dream, and I get that version in a dream. And, that's what I compare to my higher self, my higher version. But if I'm not in that world, I'm not home, I have to do this too. So I have to do this because I love it, but I also have to do this because I have no choice to. And the difference between the two is because of where I'm at. I can't even have a break if I wanted to, because I'm a slave too. But where I'm from, I'm free. I can work and do these things. I can be with my children and kiss those little cheeks and, make sure that everything is just. That's my world. And, best believe, like, we're rulers of that world. And I'm free there. I have a home there, a family there, where I'm loved and I'm seen and I'm heard and I'm first. Not because I want to be, but because of who I am. They see me, they know me, they appreciate me, they accept me. I can have a break. I can work as hard as I want to work, and I work hard and I work long because I love what I do. But picture you doing what you love and working so hard, and that's when it's worth it. It's worth when your energy's drained, because you put into that, all of you. I said, yeah, I have to do this for my babies. I'm going to be here working all night, all day, because I love it, you know? I love what I do. I love who I've become in this world. I become just as who I was meant to be, who I've always been in other worlds. Me. Justice, like filled with the truth. But everything just makes it 1,000 times worse and heavier in this world, of course. Because oh wait, after working in the spirit, you telling me I gotta work in the flesh, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna always have to work outside of me, right? That would have been me. Um, like in my world, that would have been me doing what I wanted to do for myself or for, just stepping off the council, and so working in outside of those things, right? Because like the way I can depict it is working on the council and like for my babies, that's inside of me. Okay, but now I'm done with that for the night. So now I can work outside of me, right? I can go and try a new hairstyle in my bathroom, or soak in a bath. I'm a bath person. So just soak, right? The things outside of me, tend to the things outside of me, my skin, my mind, like stimulating the outside things, because the inside things will never change. Like my devotion, my work, my love, my what I need, what I know I need to do for the world. It's like ingrained. Like I have to do this. It's always, so that's what I mean. Like it didn't matter what world he put me in, or what position, or how dark of a crevice and deep of a pit I'm in. It's just who I am. Like I have to always work. Not for me necessarily, but for my babies. Those are the priorities. And it's a spiritual thing. Like I can see them, I can pass them and be like, "Oh, you know, but it's nothing on the surface, right? Because that's your child, right? I'm not going to touch your child unless I get permission. No, no, no. It's their soul. I have I'm devoted to their soul, because I know that their soul belongs to God. Like, they're ours. They're ours, and then they come into this world and they're poisoned, and then they become these people, these adults. But before that happens, they're precious, they're innocent, they need us. Do you see that? They look to us. You ever held a baby? You ever held a baby and they looking up at you, and you could just see through their eyes that this is a soul, and yeah, this soul may have lived before or whatever the case, but the thing is that they come into this world and they starting from the beginning where they don't know anything, like for the most part of what this world is. They born into sin. They're not born into a paradise. Yes, they'll have that discernment. They'll know they have something inside themselves, right? They're a soul. So they'll, babies know. They're smart. They're human beings. They're beings. So it's like they know, they feel, they have senses. They come with those things. They come with the basic things. They know when they're doing something wrong. So there's already discernment. Like if they hit another baby, they know. You can see it in their face. They're guilty. Don't do that. That's not nice. They know what they're doing. Because every soul knows the basic things. They just don't know what is ahead of them, what's waiting for them, that roaring lion, those pits, right? to be more descriptive, like, the things that are out there that we as adults now, it's hard for us to put down. It's hard for us to walk away from. Things of that nature, my goodness. Right? So that's where it's like, oh, we have to be, we're the new adults and it's up to us, right? Just like it's going to be soon up to them to, in a way, take care of us, take care of the world. Like where the world's going to be directed is depending on them, because they're the next ones in those seats. They're the next ones leading the nation, where they're our next healthcare workers, they're our next police officers, presidents, because we have these things, right? This is the system. Like, oh, this is going to be the next teacher. These are somebody, depending on what they choose to do, it might be your next it could be, it's anything, right? Like it's what the person chooses and what God has in store for them. So this might be your next librarian. This may be your next call center person, like State Farm. So you get it. These are the next ones in line, because we all are temporary and we die in the flesh. So technically, that's how it works. Technically, I'm in my 30s now. My mom's reaching 60. So they're reaching that age where, okay, they're going to have to be taken care of eventually. Now, listen, we would love all people, just as I would love for myself to stay primal. I say primal because to me, primal is like strong, but to stay in your prime, to stay healthy enough to fend for yourself, bathe yourself, take care of yourself, for the most part. Of course, you're fragile. You're you're not as prime. But you can be. Listen, what I'm saying is, yes, it'd be nice for everyone, no matter what age you are, to stay functional. Doesn't matter how old you get. But that's not the case because of the system and what they feed in us, what our fate is. That's why they have these magicians and these psychics and things like that. It's so predictable because statistically, they have experimented, and these trials have shown where their fate will end generationally, right? And so it's not surprised to know someone's fate, right? Depending on how they eat, how much movement they get in. And we all need to improve those things, right? And that's the thing. You look and you see, oh, okay, so in your family you had, family members that had diabetes and blood pressure and died from cardiac arrest, and the typical statistic things that now doctors have been able to become so knowledgeable because of predictability. The signs, they can read the signs. Like, you come in and you say, oh, this is happening to me, and they're like, oh, that looks like this, because statistically this is what it's been. So those are the signs of man. Those are the signs of the world, knowing the signs. They never really change unless it's something new, right? Some type of new disease or sickness or something like that forms in the earth because of the things we're doing, where now they have to study this because they don't know how it's going to affect the body. What are the signs? What are the symptoms? But generally speaking, that's why, they do their job fairly well, not because they just study, but because they have been able to know the signs statistically because of the system and what it feeds us. It's feeding us poison. We're taking this generic medicine. So, and I had to say generic because, food is medicine. You know, there's holistic doctors that more so aim to remind you of the natural remedies in life that you can get from nature and just from yourself. Like, you can do it. You know, you're breathing and you releasing. Don't let things stay inside. Those techniques that I'm sure they study and they teach about. So yes, there is natural, and when they're making something that is bioengineered, just fake, like it's not real. It's not real. It's, you know, just like it shouldn't be, because it's destruction. It's causing destruction on one's body, one mind, on the world. It's doing harm. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day if it's giving you temporary soothing. It doesn't matter if it's giving you temporary longevity. I understand that was the whole part of it being so inviting. But you have to see overall what it's doing. It's destruction. Right? We could say, oh, plastic helps with this, and rubber and all this fake material, this poisonous material, this cancerous material. But it's cancerous. It's poison. It's doing more harm to us and to the world, to the creatures in it. It doesn't have to be that way. We can, it's like almost like people forgotten that there is another way, that there is a cure, that there can be, using just God, you know, believing in what He's created, natural. There's natural remedies, that fruits and veggies, fresh water do you good, fresh air do you good, real sunlight do you good. Yes, it takes, you know, time, but and consistency, just like anything, right? They tell you, they prescribe you this and give it some time. You have to keep taking it, finish it. I mean, again, it just seems, not that it, you know, you don't, but it seems like people don't believe. People don't see another way, and that's why you hear about, oh, people are blinded, people are asleep. Well, you are. But I will interfere and say, well, they just forget. Right? And I say things like, well, I'm not Jesus. He give you mercy. He give you time. He said you couldn't see. You didn't know. And I say, well, the truth is that they forgot. It's not that they don't know. It's not they don't see. They have had the time to see and hear and know these things. It's that they keep forgetting. Does that make sense? Did I tell the truth? Yeah. I didn't say that, oh, they just don't care. No, they just, well, some don't, but most do care. Most want to be saved. Most want help, but they keep forgetting. Shoot, I keep forgetting sometimes. It ain't right. It is not right. So what else? What else can you do other than come to the mountain? Come. You're welcome. Come to the mountain, because where there is counsel, there is safety. That's a verse. And I said, yeah, I hear it, Father. It saves me. So I can go back to my book and I can read it. I can listen to it. Thank God. And I'll leave it there.